We rolling yet? There we go. We're rolling. I'm going to share this to the Facebook group real quick. I can, anyways. All right. Anybody there? It says 3 people are watching. Can you hear me? Tell me you're out there. Yes, you're here. That means you can hear me. Thanks, guys. 40,000. We did it. Everyone can hear me. That's awesome. 16 people. Anyone want to ask me anything? What do you ask someone who's got 40,000 subscribers? Does it even mean anything? I don't know. I think for a guitar channel that just does demos and reviews and stuff like that, 40,000 is huge. But, you talk to people in the greater YouTube world and 40,000 isn't even starting, I'm not judging anything by that. I just think it's funny that 40,000 is honestly a huge deal for this channel. I didn't think I'd ever hit 40,000. If you'd asked me 2 years ago if I'd hit 40,000 anytime soon, or 5 years ago when I started doing this, I'd be like, no way, dude. All right, let's see if there's any questions. What's that spicy little guitar you have there? It's that Groat. It's the Groat that I covered the other day. I actually have this hooked up so I can play, and you guys will hear it. Put on my headphones here. I'm running through the HX Stomp straight into the Roadcaster. You think it's pronounced Groot? Wait, Steve, is that you? I think Steve is watching and commenting. So if you see someone typing out under 60 cycle hum, that's Steve. All right, let's see if this is passing signal. Thanks, Sean. Willie asks, when is the next giveaway? The one where I win something. I don't know, man. I've been excited to do these giveaways where I do them locally to local people who are somewhat unsuspecting or chosen via Craigslist or something like that. I think that's the future for me. I don't know if I want to ship guitars or anything like that. Maybe we could ship pets at some point. Ryan asked if I'm enjoying the Jaguar. I am. It's within arm's reach right here. I've got 2 red guitars on my body at this moment. I actually I haven't been super stoked on the stock trim it came with, so I ordered an American Vintage reissue trim last week. It's supposed to be arriving tomorrow, and it was only $55 from a private seller on eBay. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I'm stoked to get an AVR trim on there. It came with AVR pickups in it, so after that, it's going to be pretty high end. When are you going to start drinking cans of liquor? I've got my beer right here. Mando says, honestly, the thing you should be proud of is keeping the channel in the black with only 40,000 subscribers. Usually people need more of a sub base to go beyond breaking even. I mean, yeah, it is amazing and surprising that I'm able to make any kind of money at all doing this. The Patreons really just fully flip the bill for the production costs of the show. And then Steve and I take a little bit of money out of that to pay ourselves for our production time for producing the podcast. But most of it goes into the actual costs, like building the set, microphones, cameras, things like that. Buying this guitar came out of the Patreon money, and then I'm going to release it into the wild and give it away eventually. I kind of like this guitar. I'm kind of bonding with it over the past few days. And then I do make money off of YouTube from the monetization of the videos. It's not a lot, but it does pay some bills. And then to make some money off of Amazon affiliate, things like that. And of course, we make money off of sponsorships on the podcast and paid demos and whatnot. All right, any other questions here? Drinking a can of Tecate. Yes, that's right. Highballs. I don't want to do highballs right now. Michael just said, OMG, I just realized that all those gold guitars match Ryan's beard. I guess I'm a little slow. I never intentionally did that. I guess they kind of do. Get over here, beard. Yeah, I guess my beard's kind of golden. Do I salt my Tecates? No, I'm not into putting fixings on beer. I don't do lime. I don't do salt. Just drink them. What is the best affordable spring reverb pedal? If you're gonna go for a surfy drip, I keep coming back to this. I mean, it's on my desk because I've been playing around with it and getting ready to do some more videos. The Ocean's 11 does that drippy surf thing really well. As far as just like a general spring reverb, a lot of pedals do that sound pretty well. Nobody gets my beer jokes, says Sean Tubbs. I guess I missed it. SD Design drove to Tecate in 2006. I went down there for a church trip. I was a teenager in the 90s. I wonder if it's still the same as it was. It was all right down there. I had fun churchy time. All right, Lex Dex asks, newest to the channel, any thoughts on Reverend guitars? I actually spent some time with them at Summer NAMM. I made some videos with Reverend guitars. Here's my thoughts on them. Every single neck on every Reverend I played, and I played like probably a dozen. I picked up like a dozen guitars there and messed around with them. Every single neck, the fretwork, the shape of the neck, everything felt identical. Their neck is just consistent across the board of all of their guitar models. So if you pick up one Reverend and you're wondering if the others are going to feel comparable, you might, try one in a store and you're wondering if you'd rather get a different model. The neck's going to feel the same. The rail hammer pickups that come in them, I wasn't super stoked on all of them. Sound of the pickups that came in the Billy Corgan, which apparently are supposed to be a little bit different, closer to like a P90 or something like that. I think the build quality is decent on Reverends. I think they sound fun, but they're not fully my style. I really like the looks, but kind of the sound and the playability feel of it are not super my style. Any more questions here? What do you think about Fender Mustang? Surprisingly, the Mustangs I've played, I haven't bonded with. Uh, you'd think that Mustangs would be my thing with that offsetty Fendery sort of thing, surfy trim, single coils. But something about the pickups in those are just too bright and thin for me. I need a little bit more beef, not a lot more, but a little bit more beef from a pickup, and the Mustang just doesn't do it for me. Maybe one day I'll find a Mustang that does do it for me, and I'll buy it. But so far, that hasn't been the case. Any guitar brand you're itching to do a demo of? The Dank Savage asks. Oh, that's a good question. Any guitar brand? I don't know. I think it's one of those things where I'll know when I see it. I'm gonna at the next Winter NAMM, I'm gonna do more of an emphasis on covering guitars there. Last year I did all pedals at Summer NAMM. This year I think I'm gonna do all guitars and then maybe a couple pedals, kind of like what I did at Summer NAMM. I mean, at Winter NAMM coming up. So there's a lot more opportunity at Winter NAMM to try a wider variety of guitars because there's a lot more guitar brands there. Do you think guitar YouTube is the oldest section of YouTube, both on the audience and the maker end? Do you mean oldest as in like demographic? There's a good chance, unless you get into like the model train corner of YouTube. There's probably a demographic and a style of video on YouTube that skews a lot older than guitar stuff. Because actually, we get a big hump in the demographic around like the 18 to 36 range or something like that. Arnold iOS says Fender Starcaster semi hollow Just bought it, and it's such an amazing guitar. I wish it had more popularity. Thoughts? Did you get the Fender or did you get the new Squire one? I was really surprised by how good the Squire one was at Summer NAMM. I kind of wish I had bought one to do more coverage of it, but kind of leaning more into doing these budget Amazon-y sort of things right now. Uh, but yeah, the oh, he says Fender from 2013. I tried one years ago. I don't remember the specifics of it, but I think I thought it was fine. They're cool guitars. All right, off center profile picture asks, "Why haven't I felt happiness since I was 12?" That's when happiness stops, dude. You're on the edge of becoming an adult. You become an adult, and there's not happiness anymore. Cartoons don't satisfy the way they used to. Breakfast cereal turns to ash in your mouth. It's all over once you hit puberty. You're just ruled by your hormones and your instincts, and you're like looming adult responsibilities that are crushing down on you. Life ends at 12, guys. Life ends at puberty. How many people? 70 people are watching. That's bananas. That guitar is cool. How's it compared to the Epiphone? The Epiphone has a matte finish. This is a gloss finish. The Epiphone has a wood saddle. This has a tunematic saddle. I'm sure the pickup in the Epiphone is better. Other than that, I don't know. It plays pretty good. Doesn't have Epiphone on the headstock. But if the video coverage of this thing is successful enough, maybe I'll track down an Epiphone to do actual direct comparisons with. They're not terribly expensive. They're like 650 or something like that. I wonder if I could find a used one in the 400s. Should I play a little bit more? It's not like I have anything useful to play. Put my beer there. Where should the beer go? There. Inaki Font asked, got a 1976 Silverface twin reverb, all original last weekend. Any tips or tricks on this amp? Loving the reverb. Yeah, I bet the reverb sounds amazing on that twin. I used a twin reverb to record my band's album in studio. It was in the studio. I had bought a bunch of my own amps. We plugged them all in. We had the twin reverb plugged in just to see what would happen. And the twin reverb won the shootout, which is funny because the twin reverb was actually broken. One of the speakers on it was completely gone, and the channel that we went through was kind of like broken and gritty sounding, and that kind of made the sound and made it work on the album. So my advice is figure out how to take your twin reverb and break it in the right way to make it sound really cool. Garfield Cart asked, "Do you smoke weed?" I don't, believe it or not. Um, I have one of those personalities and one of those Southern California, kind of like demeanors about me where in college, everyone thought they could come to me to buy. And I just had to keep going like, I don't know, man. I don't use weed. I don't smoke weed. I don't know who sells it. It's not me. I've just never been attracted to that sort of thing. So I don't know. It's legal here. I could go do it probably for $5 or whatever. Go get some weed legally. No one would stop me. I'm just not interested in it for whatever reason. I always felt that if I was going to get into drugs, I'd go straight to LSD. Oh man, the questions are coming in quick. What's your guitar you use the most? That's a good question. Lately, it's been the Jaguar. I've been going to the Jag a lot lately, just because it's the newest guitar I bought specifically just for me. It wasn't for the channel. There's in there. I had to get these white rollers made by Shape It. But that's the one I've been picking up regularly for my own pleasure. Um, I've been playing this one the past couple days, the Groat, just because it's new here. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Double R Guitar asks, have you heard of Messer Chups? Yes, I have. They are a surf rock band, and they are super cool. They're a three-piece, right? Pretty sure they're a three-piece. Uh, uh, they have the bass player, Zambarilla. I can't remember how to pronounce her name, but she's got zombie in her name. They're a well-known surf band. They're a great one. Also go check out Satan's Pilgrims for good modern surf music. Also, Daikaiju is a great band to check out. Hey, super fun, awesome, happy time, good stuff, great goals, good time pedal shows here. Oh man, bunch of people talking about measure chops now. Hi, Grumpy Mike. I'm gonna finish off this beer and crack another one. My goal here today with the beers is to get myself nice and sleepy and then go take a nap. First beer down. Want me to chug one real quick? Send me a super chat and I'll chug it. Tony asked, "Hey, have you checked out Texas Toast Guitars?" I have. And then later down, language philosophy says he did a video with Texas Toast Guitars. That's true too. At Summer NAMM, I did a video with them. I only just released it like a week or so ago, which makes me sad because those guys are super fun and I had a great time hanging with them. Their modern copy really vibed with me. Guys over at Texas Toast. I wouldn't mind someday if I have a bunch of money commissioning a guitar from those boys because they're those good boys are making some good guitars over there at Texas Toast. Here's my new little lick that I'm proud of finally figuring out after decades of playing this little Chuck Berry thing. I never knew how to do that until the other day and I just stumbled upon it. Hey, Ryan, when are you going to share your wicked HX Stomp patches? I don't know. I need to actually plug it into a computer and figure out how to unload the patches and then like include a Dropbox links in all my videos or something like that. Maybe I should just do videos where like free patches, come get your free patches. And I just make random weird patches that everyone can just use. I always like to exit a riff by some sort of dumb little slide. Alex Shelton asked, chugging with you. Have you ever bought a 920D loaded pickguard? Thoughts on the value? I have never heard of them. So maybe I'll go check them out later. Have you ever played a bass 6 or baritone guitar? I own a baritone guitar. It's over here. I'm not going to grab it right now, but it's a parts caster baritone I put together. I played some bass 6s at stores and at NAMM. I played oh my gosh. Sander just super chatted me $4. Thank you, Sander. My take, because I played the Harley Benton bass 6 at the first TGU. My take on that is to buy the Squire. The Squire's not a ton more. I mean, the Harley Benton's, I think, like 200, or even if it's like 150 or something like that. You get one of the Squire ones for 400, and it's fully the legit bass 6 experience. So if you're looking at bass 6s, get that Squire for sure. If you're looking for baritones, there's a lot of options out there. I am going to grab my baritone. That sounds fun to have my baritone right now. Gotta get this hat off of it. Freaking Steve leaves his hats everywhere. His Make Riff hat is stuck to the headstock. Thanks. Schizo and Stereo says, I just got my Strymon Iridium on Friday and I'm loving it. Isn't it so cool? I used mine at church this morning and it just sounded super good. I got to tune this baritone here. I think I drop tuned it at some point. It was down in A. Come on. That's not right. Tuning show here. Oh, E flat. That's where the problem was. Apparently not the only problem. I've got it. Baritone is in tune. I need a little bit of reverb here. Projective asks, man, could you name 2 to 3 things to change on the new Epiphone Les Paul SL? Tuners right away. Get yourself a little kit to polish the ends of the frets to make the frets a little bit smoother. That's something I did on mine because those frets were super sharp. Oh, also I had to level the frets. So make sure your frets are level. You're not going to get good action unless the frets are level. I turned on the auto sensor thing because YouTube suggested it. Now I've got to manually approve like comments I would normally approve because Jack the Rabbit just said, yeah, Baker Beach is chill, man. Gets a bit silly with the nudes. It caught it because there's nudes in there. I don't care if you guys are talking about nude beaches. That's cool. Talking about nude beaches. We got a nude beach around here called Black's Beach. I used to surf there. In the winter, it's fine. I tried to go there in the summer, and there was like a fully like senior citizen all nude volleyball game going on. I turned the corner around the cliff, and I've not been back since. It's like that wasn't what I wanted to see today. I just wanted to go surfing, so now I surf other places. Thomas K asks, hi, is there a color on guitars you don't like? Looking at your wall. It's actually black, and I know I've got a black Duosonic right there. There's a second electric guitar I ever bought. But I just feel like black is a boring color on guitars. And I know I'm holding a black guitar with a black pickguard. But I think those are my only 2 black guitars. Something about this just works for a baritone. You play baritone and it's all black. Kind of a slick thing. But for the most part, I just kind of feel like black is boring. Other than that, most blues I think are kind of boring because I've got these beautiful blue eyes. I wear blue jeans, and then you throw a blue guitar on top of it, and I think it's just too much blue for me. I want to have more colors going on than black and blue. I'm burping because of these beers, man. Why haven't Harley Benton given you your own signature guitar? Oglefish got one. Oglefish is actually behind the scenes at Harley Benton right now. He's designing guitars for them. So some guitars coming out have his input and his hand on them. I don't know what's up with me and I mean this is a side tangent. What's up with me and Toman's affiliate links? But I barely get any action off their affiliate links. So they probably look at me like, oh yeah, that guy gives us video coverage, but he's not actually selling anything. So I unless they figure out what's wrong with my affiliate links, if there's something on their side that's preventing them from working or something. Because people tell me that they're buying guitars from Toman and stuff from Toman off of my links. And I'm like, well, I'm not seeing that reflected in the affiliate program. So on that metric, I'm guessing that they're probably never going to be like, hey, Ryan's a big seller for us. Let's get him a signature guitar. SD Design says video is blurry. I don't have any control over that. It's probably the video speed, the upload speed, or something like that. I'm using the laptop's the laptop's camera here. I got to wet my whistle. I'm just using the laptop's camera. It looks clear on my side, which means it's a streaming issue. Yeah, everything you see on the computer is pixelated SD design. That's how it works. It's probably the speed on my side or your side. If anyone else is complaining, then maybe it's just the internet in general. Yep, I'm drinking Tecate. Unfortunately, the Tecate we get isn't the Tecate that's from across the border. It's the Tecate that's brewed in Sacramento or something like that. The real Tecate stuff is brewed literally like 40 minutes away from me across the border, and we get the Sacramento stuff. It's sad. All right. How does the guitar sound? That's what I want to know. Are people are complaining about the look of the video. Everyone says it's blurry, but what does the audio sound like? I lost it. Whatever. Everyone is complaining about the audio in the video. I don't have any control over that, guys. Sorry. Someone even used a swear word, and now I've got to manually approve it. Thomas K says, sound is okay, video blurry, who cares? Let's stop talking about this. This is a live video for you, man. At least it works. It's not like Phil McKnight's channel where his bandwidth just craps out on him like a week or so ago. Play something gold in color. Gold in color. Here's a gold one I can reach. And a fun one. Hallmark Swept-Wing here. Out of tune, because of course it is. The weather's been changing so quick around here. Everything in this room is going out of tune super quick. There we go. I'm going to turn off this comment censoring option. It's stupid. I don't censor people. I let people just say whatever they want. As long as they don't say things about people with disabilities or people in minority groups or people who aren't here to defend themselves, I let every comment go through. I just might screen grab the comments and post them on Instagram later for my own entertainment. Tuning song, tuning song. So what do you guys think I should do to double up and go to 40 from 40,000 subs to 80,000 subs? What are your thoughts on Octave pedals? Do you have any favorites? Absurdist Cat asks. I love your screen name. I'm a huge fan of the EHX Pitchfork. It just makes like the octave sound that I'm looking for. And different octave pedals definitely do have different sounds, and it's worth like finding the one that works with you. I had the Sub and Up. I didn't like it. I've had various like analog style octave pedals. Not really my thing. For some reason, the Pitchfork just does it for me. I don't know. I was using an octave fuzz at church today during the last song, which is like when everyone walks out and leaves, and goes and hangs out and has donuts and lemonade and whatnot. And I was completely freaking out the sound system apparently. And the sound guy, who's also a guitarist, was looking at me like, "What are you doing right now?" And I could hear him starting to adjust my signal and trying to dial out like the high pitched freaky highs I was doing super high on the fretboard with this octave fuzz. So I didn't use that for the second service. Hey, break something, would you? Uh, here's a little piece of zip cord, whatever it's called. There, I'm cutting it up. I broke something. Does that make you happy? Live stream from Nude Beach. Lots of subs. I'd probably get kicked off of YouTube too. Ever play a load in? No. Question: Did you ever buy that Reverend Manta Ray 390? I'm considering buying it. No, I haven't bought any Reverends. I thought those guitars were just fine. Reverends are fun guitars. Honestly, kind of feel like they're a little bit on the pricey side. I mean, Korean stuff is going in that price range now. I mean, this is a Korean guitar that I happen to love. I bought this new for 900 bucks, but it seems like Reverends are pushing into 1100s and 1200s and things like that. Yes, I have danced with the devil in the pale moonlight. Hey Ryan, how come you never play acoustic guitars? Jack the Rabbit asks. Because acoustic guitars are boring. Also, you can't plug them into anything. That's no fun. I mean, you can plug them in, but it's like, what? You would never run an acoustic through a metal zone. So why would I have any fun with that? Do you have a job other than YouTube? That's a good question. I do. My main gig is graphic design. I've been a graphic designer forever. I went to college for it. I used to work for a t-shirt company, and then I went self-employed. I've been self-employed for I want to say like 12 years or something like that now, doing graphic design. So that's my main bread and butter. But YouTube is sneaking up on that more and more every year. I'd like to keep doing both because I enjoy doing both. I also do commercial video work outside of, you know, YouTube and whatnot. I go and I film, commercial stuff for like biomeds and sprinkler companies and weddings sometimes. Have you John W asks, have you ever heard from the kid to whom you gave the orange firefly? Nope. He's never popped up anywhere. Never said I'm the guy. Never, been in the Facebook group or on Instagram or anything. He took the guitar and he disappeared, which is fine. It's probably better for kids to not be on the internet. I don't know. It's probably healthier for him to go out and have a life and not care about free guitars from strange men on the internet. David Sanchez asks, "Do you listen to MCR? Am I the only one seriously excited for a reunion?" Um, Steve and I were in a band together, and we actually opened for My Chemical Romance. I'm assuming that's who you're talking about. And it was fun. It was a huge, like, college festival, and by open for them, I mean, like, we played at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and they played at, like, 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night. But, we got to hang out with them a bit in the green room. We didn't really talk to them, but we were all, eating the same roast beef sandwiches and hanging out in the same space. I don't know. I never really cared about their music. I'm not huge fans. I'm not even a little bit of a fan, honestly. They're okay, I guess. They're just not my thing. Someone keeps asking, what's your dream guitar? How would it look like? I don't know, man. I'll know it when I see it. I've been wanting a Vox Phantom style guitar for a long time. I don't know if I want an actual Vox Phantom because I've never played one, but that look is so cool. And this guitar kind of floats in that territory a little bit Vox Phantom-y. How about some fuzz? That's not fuzz. This is fuzz. Inventor is playing a chord. Let's see if I can play that chord. Big stretch on this chord. What chord is that? It doesn't sound good to me. No, that chord doesn't sound good. I have a new dream guitar, maybe every other day. Yeah, I can relate to that. Every time I see a guitar on the internet, I'm like, oh, do I want that? It's like, you idiot. There's so many guitars around here. Stop getting guitars just because you want them. Get guitars just Ryan, I say to myself, Ryan, get guitars to make videos to get clicks and then get rid of them. That's a better use of your time and money. That chord is the Discord. That's true. Hero Glop says you look better pixelated. That's probably true. Dank Savage asks, would you design a graphic skin to wrap a guitar with? I could, possibly. Joe Kelly asks, well, he says, I liked you better when you were pink. I'm pink right now. There's just a lot of lights going on right now that are evening me out. I've actually had less trouble color correcting around my skin tone since moving down to the garage where I don't have like a big window blasting sunlight on me. I get to control the lights a lot better in the garage now. Michael Polston asks, hey, I'm relatively new to your channel. I was wondering what your connection to church is. I've heard you bring it up, but not elaborate. Actually, I need to do a video of my church pedal board soon to show like what kind of gear I use at church and what kind of sounds I get. But as far as my connection to church goes, I've been going to church vast majority of my life since I was a little kid. I've gone to various denominations. I actually don't know the denomination of the church I'm in right now, but I used to play at a Southern Baptist church in air quotes because it didn't operate like most Southern Baptist churches do. They're all kind of independent. Before that, I was going to non-denominationals like Calvary Chapel based churches and stuff like that. It's all just kind of based on Southern California, like 1960s and 70s Jesus freak culture. It's the history of a lot of the churches that I've been to. Um, I like to play music at church. It's a fun thing to do every week. Have a band, a real band to play with, play songs. I enjoy doing stuff with my church family and that community. Uh, I am a person of faith, so I don't know what else. Are there specifics you want to know about my church life? I don't know. Joshua Vasquez just super chatted me 697. I'm learning guitar and bought a 47 one on Wish. It sucks. Have wife and 4 kids, can't afford anything right now. Anything you don't use could afford. Dude, don't super chat me if you can't afford a guitar. Put that money towards a better guitar. I'm not going to just send guitars out because you super chat me nearly $7. I'm sorry. Thank you for the money. I'll use it to drink beer. Um, man, here's what I'd say: if you're looking for a decent guitar, save up your money and get a Bullet Mustang or the nicest Squire you can afford or something like that. The Squires are all really decent right now. I'm gonna finish off this second beer and get into a third. I've got to get myself into Sleepy Town so I can have a Sunday afternoon nap. Really celebrate. Tilt this down a bit. You guys can see my beers. That's right. It doesn't hurt to try. I appreciate the effort. I appreciate the 697. I will use that to put food on the table over here. Simple Simon says, I can't afford beer. Can you send me some beers? Manny has a question. Manny, ask your question. He's asking, can I ask here? Yes, Manny, ask your question. I will answer your question. Personal questions. Do you guys want relationship advice or anything like that? You guys want to know who to vote for in the upcoming politic debates? I'll tell you what to do. Manny, ask your question. We're all waiting on Manny, guys. Hero Glop asks, am I late for the giveaways in the live celebration? Have you already done? I'm not giving anything away. I'm just hanging out. Do you ever cuff your hand, fart into it, and then swiftly bring it to your nose and smell it? That's what Manny wanted to ask. Thank you for asking, Manny. No, I don't do that. I don't cup farts into my hands and then take a deep breath. That's not what I do with my farts. If I do anything with my farts, I try to get as close to my kid and fart near or on him as a fun little game with my kid. I'm missing out. I don't think I'm missing out on smelling my farts. I can smell my farts just fine without cuffing them and directly inhaling them. All right, real question now. Lex Dex asks, "How do I impress my crush with my extensive guitar pedal knowledge?" I would say uh, display all your guitar pedals on shelves in your house or apartment, basement, tent in the woods, wherever you happen to live. Make a real nice display out of it. Make it look classy, but don't bring them up until you got an eye for decoration. These little devices here look like they're important to you. You want to tell me about these? And then that's like the opportunity to explain your ridiculous and costly hobby. Unless your crush is already into guitar stuff. And then you can be like, "Hey, man, or hey, lady, what's your favorite transparent overdrive?" And then you can wax poetic about your favorite transparent overdrive or whatever. What's your favorite weird pedal? I have a small DI board. I want to add some cool sounds. Um, man, favorite weird. I like a bunch of weird stuff. I really like the shoot. The Earthquaker device is Aqueduct, which is like a vibrato, but it does some really wild, like square wave vibrato stuff and some envelope controlled vibrato stuff. If you want to get weird, that's a good place to start. I mean, every Chase Bliss pedal gets weird. Oh, look, I even have the Aqueduct right here. I just took it off my board. You can get like chorusy sounds and stuff with it too. But like the envelope settings, square wave settings on it, ramping settings, it's a fun vibrato pedal. I mean, anything vibrato is going to be weird in a lot of ways. Get yourself a gonculator, get some ring mod stuff going on. Oh my gosh, Hero Glop just asked a question. Does your wife often try to make you clean up the garage? Uh, yeah. I mean, she has different ideas of what the garage should be than I do. As far as what you can't see over here, like the workbench and stuff, it's really hard having a video recording space and keeping everything clean because there's just boxes and bags and stuff everywhere. And I've always got stuff coming in, and there's camera stands and light stands everywhere. It's it's hard to treat this area like a garage anymore. Phaser, been looking for one. Oh man, that's tough. The Apollo 2 from Solid Gold is really nice. Um, I really liked the Lillian, I think it was from Walrus Audio. Sometimes like the most simple phaser is a good way to go. I mean, phasers are tough. How much money have you wasted on guitar gear? Asked Pedro. None of it was a waste. All of it was a good buy. I can't think of the last thing I bought where I felt bummed about my purchase. I always find something to do, or I just flip it and sell it. Where's Steve? He's probably at home or doing something with his family. Good for him. He doesn't live here. I live here. He could probably live stream with his phone anytime he wanted to if he wanted. Any other good questions here? I'm holding this beer. I still have yet to drink it. Chris Priest asked, I haven't yet even read this question. Let's see where it goes. Happy Sunday. Might I ask, while at 42 Gear Street or at NAMM, etc., have you had any contact with barefaced audio cabs, bass especially? No, I don't play bass and I don't know anything about this cab. Sorry. Would you review a pedal if it were given to you for free? I actually have a bunch of pedals around here that were given to me and I just have not made the time to cover them, which really bums me out because a bunch of them are really good. I have some Beatronics pedals. I have some Spiral effects pedals. I have a few others. I need to spend the time to do them. It's like it sounds really cynical, but I have to spend time doing things that make me money, and just doing pedal demos that I'm not paid to do typically does not make me good money, if any at all. So it's hard for me to build up the motivation to do that on my own. I've been trying to get through a lot of the stuff I have to cover so that I can get to those, and it's just like a never ending like landslide of stuff pouring down on me that I need to do video stuff with. Looking for a good old question here. Man or Astroman is sick. I got to see them live a month or so ago. USA market, a brand new Walrus Audio 385 costs 199 in the USA. What would it be a realistic price in the used market over there? It sounds like some people are having a side conversation. That's nice. One more. What's your favorite surf guitar? This is one of them. This is the Hallmark Sweeptwing is my go-to for my surf rock band when we were active and playing. We haven't played in quite a while. Um, I go between this and the Eastwood Airline that's over my shoulder here. That's a good surf guitar. Of course, the Jaguar is a great surf guitar. The Jazz Master is a great surf guitar. I mean, anything can be a great surf guitar. That freaking Brian May Harley Benton over my shoulder is a great surf guitar. Strats are great surf guitars. I mean, really, what you need is you need single coils and you need some kind of tremolo for the most part. I mean, people have done it without, but those are kind of like just a great starting point for surf guitar. How does the neck feel on the Sweeptwing? Is that what it's called? It is called the Sweeptwing. It's very kind of unique. It's based on a Mosrite shape. It's kind of almost like Rickenbacker-ish, the way they get kind of smaller and tight up at the nut and then spread out to be flat but thin higher up. I really like this guitar, and I need to find an excuse to play it more on the channel. Here's the neck position. Oh, not true. Jaguars and Mosrites are awful surf guitars. Evan, those are fighting words. What is wrong with you? Meet me out by the flagpole. We're gonna fight it out, dude. Mosrites are awesome. Jaguars are awesome. What are you talking about? Everything with adult language is getting flagged by this auto censoring bot here. I'm having to manually approve everything. Jack the Rabbit says, that is the first swept wing I've ever seen. It looks pretty cool, man. Thank you. Yeah, I window shopped these guitars for I want to say like a year and a half before I got up the nerve to actually pull the trigger and buy one. This is all before doing the YouTubes and the podcasts and whatnot. And I didn't have any opportunity to try one in person. It was all just bought online, and it's kind of nerve wracking. So I'm glad it turned out and that I actually like the guitar. I was actually watching one that was in very used condition on Facebook Marketplace a while back. I was thinking about offering him like 400 or 500 bucks because it was all mangled and everything. But I talked myself out of it. I'd really like to get another Hallmark, but one of the more of the Mosrite style shaped bodies. Reading through these questions here. You have to check out Hayes guitars on eBay. I'll look them up. Bazooka Horse plays a DC9 for surfy stuff. That's cool. Schizo in Stereo says my favorite of your guitars is the Starry Mustang. Yeah, that's the Bullet Mustang. I love that guitar. It's so great for a freaking $150 guitar. Archer, Pike, Kirk, Picard, Cisco, or Janeway, and why? I'm gonna be a Picard boy because that's the time when I grew up. But I've come to really appreciate Janeway as a captain. I think Janeway's a badass captain that does badass stuff, but then still is like a fully fleshed out human character that's very relatable. Um, I'm not a DS9 guy. I watched through Enterprise once, and then Pike is like a side character. Who cares about Pike? So Picard and then Janeway. Those are my faves. Rarest piece of gear you own. Ooh, man, I don't know how to answer that one. Rarest piece of gear I own. I don't know. I don't know what's rare. That's a. I mean, probably the parts guitars I've put together, like that V, that's just over my shoulder. Like, there's none of those out there somewhere. Oh, I like how YouTube censored everyone. They've been Pink Apple just says poo 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 over and over again. Pike rocked in Discovery. Yeah, Pike was good in Discovery, but I don't know. I don't consider him to be one of the Star Trek main captains. Like, he's not the star of the show. He's in this show. There's a lot of other captains that could be on that list if we're going to include every captain from Star Trek. Have you tried Legator guitars? I have not. Do you have any harmonies? I do. I've got the new harmony. I should grab that. Where is it? Where is the harmony? Here it is. See if I can get it without breaking it. More poo talk. Cool. Poo, 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 poo. There's my harmony, the new harmony. Is it in tune? Close enough. This is such a great guitar. Come on, laptop, push back. Lex Dex asks, I'm a bass player. Is there any cheaper basses you would recommend me to check out? If you have never tried one, get a Dan Electro Longhorn. I played those at Toman, and then I keep seeing bands playing with them. I saw Man or Astro Man, and their bassist uses a highly modified Longhorn. I saw the Surf Jets. Their bassist uses a Longhorn, and both of them in the mix sounded humongous. I couldn't believe how huge those Dana Longhorn basses sound. So I definitely recommend that. They're quirky, they're unique, they're affordable. If I was a bass player, I'd for sure own one. Ah. I can't. Ejar says, Ryan, moderate your chat room. I wonder if I can. Everyone's moving so fast. I can't. Ejar, you're a moderator now. You moderate my chat room. Kick mute everyone who's doing this poo poo stuff. Look out, everyone. I just assigned a moderator. Good job, moderators. Take care of all this poo poo in here. All right. Absurdist Cat asks, over time, do you feel you've been pushed to sacrifice increasingly more content making freedom in order to continue earning money on YouTube? Um, that's a good question. Jeez. I mean, if I was just making the content I wanted to make versus making content that I knew would get a lot of clicks or drive Amazon affiliate links or things like that, um, I wouldn't be buying so many guitars. Um, or maybe I'd be buying different guitars because I'd be buying guitars that I'm sincerely interested in for my collection versus like, oh, this is popular. People are talking about this. Let's check it out. Um, I might be doing more pedal stuff because honestly, like a lot of pedal videos don't get a lot of traction, don't translate to a lot of YouTube monetization for me. Um, I don't know. That's a tough question. Uh, I'm trying to think in the mind frame if I was like completely financially independent and was doing this just for fun, which doing this is a huge source of fun for me. Tecate burp. Got to chase that with the wet stuff. So yeah, that's a good question. All right, any more questions on here that are good? So how many guitars are in your collection, and which is your favorite aesthetically? Jeez, aesthetically is a tough choice. I mean, I love the Swept-Wing for sure. Uh, um, aesthetically, like I need to do a video where I rank all my guitars and go through how many I have. Let me count how many are in this room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 guitar, 25 guitars in this room, and there's more throughout the house. So easily over 30 guitars around here, which feels exhausting. Oh, by the way, that Nutter guitar back there is at the top of my list is for aesthetic guitars. The Nutter looks fantastic. More sparkly the finish, the better the guitar. I can relate to that. Joe Kelly just commented, Ryan, when you reach 100,000, please find a new look to play every time you pick up a guitar. Oh man, I can't make any promises. Maybe at 200,000. I really do want to have better like default licks, but it's like here's the thing, like when you shoot video of yourself, I'm often like 20 takes deep by the time I get to a take that I like. And I've used up all my creativity by that point, and I'm just playing the safest stuff I can, and I just know, like, it's just gonna be safe every single time, and my friend, like just my safety riffs, you know? Manuel asked, "Do you have any tellies?" What do you think that is right there? That is a Telecaster. I don't even need to ask, dude. How do you feel about large amps, half, full stacks, 4 by 10 combos, etc.? I just sold my large amp, my PV Classic 50 loaded with 410s. It was too heavy for me. I didn't even want to move it around the house, let alone to my car, out of my car, to the venue, back to my car, back to the house. Oh, it's not worth it. Especially when everything just gets mic'd these days and put through PA, and smaller amps can do just fine as far as the stage volume that I need to monitor myself. Yeah, I'm over large amps. And to get those tones, there's all sorts of like other options these days. If I was ever in a big touring band, then maybe I would consider it, but I don't have any desire to get a large amp ever again. I do have acoustic control 150s around here that are 100 plus watt amps, and I throw those on a 2 by 12. But I very rarely bring that out of the house. How many Danelectros do you own? I own one, but it's on loan to a friend. John W. says, feedback. You recommended both the Fender Duosonic and the Bullet Mustang. I followed your recommendation. Well, how did that turn out? Are you happy with my recommendation? I've got my 90s Duosonic up there, which I think is good. I thought the new Duosonics were really nice too. And of course, I'm a huge fan of the Bullet Mustang, which is right there right now. Brett says, I'm into the small Supros. Those Supros do look pretty nice. I had a connection at Supro for a hot minute. This guy came up to me at Summer NAMM, was like, hey, I work for Supro. I want to get some stuff in your hands and let's talk business. I was like, hey, that sounds great. You guys have some cool looking stuff. And then he got hired by a different company. So he doesn't work at Supro anymore. So I no longer have a connection at Supro. How do you deal with strings rusting, owning so many guitars? I have 11 myself, and I always have to change strings. Um, Typically, the guitars that I'm not using a lot are just fine, and I wipe them down with this almond stick stuff that I have. Let's see if I can find it. Ah, this stuff is great for refreshing strings that have been sitting out and getting dusty. It's this little stick. You only need to want to buy one of these for your entire lifespan because it'll last forever. And you just rub it on the strings and it knocks back the rust and gives you a nice little bit of oil to lubricate the strings. I'm not a nut about having perfect, shiny strings, but I do enjoy a string change every now and then. I actually have a string change video planned. Oh my gosh, ban this poo person. I'm gonna restring as many guitars as I can in a live video. Of course, D'Addario hooked me up with all these brand new XTs. I asked them to send me a mix of 10s and 11s, and they sent me 3 11s because they wanted to come original. Is that a joke? Did they do that intentionally? Damn you, D'Addario, for doing a 311 joke that I didn't catch till right now. And then 9 10s. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do 12 guitars in one video. But guitars do you think I can change strings on in one video if I do like an hour? Yeah, it does look like I need more moderators. Stuff is going crazy, poo-poo people. Jack the Rabbit, you just earned moderator status. It's that easy. Just getting moderator status out here. People are leaving because they don't like this poo-poo stuff, guys. Knock off the poo-poo stuff. Anything crazy I should do with the HX Stomp right now? Oop, fuzz. Do I sing? I try not to. What's a song I could sing right now? Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound. I'm done. I don't want to sing. I don't like singing. I've sung in 2 bands that I've been in, and I don't want to do it ever again. Is that okay? Is it okay to not sing? Go back to a springy. Every rose has its thorn. Every rose has its thorn. Just like every night has its dawn. I used to busk. I would just like yell sing. Not anymore. I don't have the energy to do that anymore. We're over an hour. Should I call it quits? I feel like I should finish this beer and then go take a nap. When I get through this beer, I'm done. Okay, here's a good question. Kelvraville Arde. Sorry, I mangled your name. Your wife is okay with you having so many guitars. How do you guys manage that issue? I think if this wasn't, part of my career and my job doing this thing right now, I think we would be having a discussion about how many guitars there are. But she's actually very supportive of this whole thing, and she's been very wonderful about this professional change in my life of doing these guitar videos and the podcast and whatnot. Um, I did lose my original video room. It got turned into a nursery for our baby, but I was able to convert the garage into what you see now. And she's been very supportive of me doing all my stuff out here. She actually suggests putting up more hangers around the house to store guitars in the house as well. And I'm like, how dare you enable me to have more guitars? This is a sick disease that I have. You should be helping me overcome this addiction. But yeah, she's been really wonderful about all this stuff. Schizo Stereo says, "Not all women want to crush your dreams, guys." That's 100% true. If you're in a relationship with someone, I'm not going to say a marriage relationship. Once you're married, work that stuff out, make it work, figure stuff out. Uh, but if you're dating someone and you get a hint that they don't support your hobbies, you don't even support, but just accept that you have these hobbies and have these dreams and have goals and whatever. Take a hard look at your relationship. Don't stay with someone who wants to crush your dreams. And don't stay with someone if you want to crush their dreams. It goes both ways. I mean, if something is actually, detrimental to someone's health and their well-being. Like if I was buying guitars every single day and it was legitimately a problem, then I'd hope my wife would help me work through my clear issue. But I think my wife sees um my tendencies to sell stuff and move stuff and try to manage what I do and don't have around here. And she trusts me. In relationships, you trust people. I trust my wife. She trusts me. It's good. You want to have trust. That's important. Absurdist Cat asks, ever make guitars? I've done parts casters and stuff like that. I would never pretend that that's the same as making a guitar. No cover charge says, your wife is just happy you are at the house all day. I think sometimes she wishes I had a desk job somewhere. Because I'm always expecting the house to be kind of quiet while I'm working during the day, which can be annoying. All right, I'm reading through these comments now. What? The Dang Savage says, my friend has two guitars and his wife yells at him for too many. She has over 100 figurines? We got to figure out a ratio to guitars to figurines. I feel like 10 figurines equals a guitar. He should be allowed to have at least 10 guitars. It's not even being allowed. That's not language you should use in a relationship. Oh, you're allowed to do this or that. He should be able to have at least 10 guitars and throw an acoustic on there because acoustics don't count. So 11 guitars. And then four ukuleles equals one guitar. So he could have 9 guitars, one acoustic, and 4 ukuleles. Do you have pets, Ryan? Brett asks. I've got a bunch of goldfish in a pond in my backyard. I feed them every day. Oh my gosh. Nah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get rid of that comment. That sucks. Sorry, Ideal. Any thoughts on AliExpress guitars? I haven't looked at them. Does AliExpress make actual guitars? Or do they just sell them? I thought they just sold them. I thought they were like Chinese Amazon. 40 ukuleles. Yeah. 10 guitars equals 40 ukuleles. You know what? Steve and I got sent all those ukuleles a couple weeks ago, and I had the discussion with my wife. Like, what if I just bagged every ukulele company for a ukulele, and we had a wall in our house that was just decorated with nothing but ukuleles, just floor to ceiling ukuleles? And she was actually receptive to it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I just bought no cover charge. It says I just bought a Tajima. It's not bad. A setup and new pickups, but plays great. I played some Tajimas at Winter NAMM last year, and I thought they were pretty good. I mean, I didn't get to try the pickups or anything like that, but they felt really nice. So maybe I'll do some more coverage of those. There's little guys over there somewhere that make the guitars and they sell them on AliExpress. Okay, just reading comments now. I'm gonna finish this beer and I'm gonna get out of here. Here we go. Chug, 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 guys. It's done. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me to celebrate 40,000 subscribers. It's a big number. It's taken a long time to get here. I've done it correctly. I didn't buy numbers ever. I didn't ever cheat my way into getting subscribers. It was all just natural growth. So I really appreciate everyone who has followed this channel and supported the content over the years. We're also coming up on a big milestone in a week. We're going to have our 300th podcast episode. We're going to do some really special stuff for that. So keep an eye out for that. It's fun that 40,000 subs lined up almost a week away from our 300th episode, like two big milestones all at once. So I'm having some big feelings over here about what I've done professionally and semi as a hobby with this channel and the podcast and whatnot. So, anyways, here's some fuzz. We'll get out of here. Have a good Sunday or Monday, depending on where you are. Say whatever you want in the comments, guys. I'm just gonna fuzz out for a while.